Hey everyone, Peter Garion here with Secret Beach Homes, and I'm going to try to do something that we often get almost every day. We get this question, and what is the cost to build in Belize? And unfortunately, the answer is always that it depends, right? Depends on a number of factors, and we'll go through those factors a little bit, and hopefully, kind of give you some guidelines when it comes to thinking about your own build and thinking about what it is you might want to do at Secret Beach or in Belize in general. And then that might help you sort of come up with an idea, right? And of course, if you want a more custom quote, a design, build quote, then obviously we can talk about that too. But let's just kind of get into the generalities of it, because it really does depend on a number of factors. So let's just kind of go through here. This is an article from Forbes magazine, and it says, how much does it cost to build a house in 2023? So this was what the chart was from that Forbes article, and I'll just read it out to you here. Average new house cost per square foot. The average American family of 3 to 4 people can fit comfortably in a house of roughly 2,000 square feet. Builder grade new house construction costs are around $150 per square foot, while luxury or custom homes can cost as much or as little as financing allows. So here you can see on this chart, type of cost, average, highest, and the lowest. Average was about 150 US per square foot. The highest was around 500, and then the lowest was around $100. I can tell you that in Belize, on the island of Ambergris Caye, in and around San Pedro, Secret Beach, those areas, the average right now that we're seeing for a turnkey home, not including your solar system if you're out at Secret Beach, which would be a requirement, is about $200 to $240 a square foot. Now the island of Ambergris Caye and San Pedro tends to be a little bit higher than that of the mainland of Belize, and that's because it's an island, and it's more expensive to get things shipped over, to get materials, and to get fixtures and so forth brought to the island. There's an upcharge generally on these types of things, and so what you find is that the island in and of itself tends to be a little bit more expensive. Now, of course, there's ways to mitigate this stuff and adjust your pricing based on a number of factors, and we'll kind of go through what those factors are here, right? So the cost of building a new home will depend on many factors. Number one is the design. Is it a simple design, or is it complicated? Do you have a lot of hallways and vestibules and enclaves and so forth that need to be taken into consideration? What are the materials that are being used? Are you using the absolute most expensive types of materials and woods and concrete and so forth? Or are you willing to use maybe a lower grade quality wood to get things more in line with your budget? All of this is going to add or take away to your budget, or the price factor. Square footage. Now, obviously, people say, well, if it's $200 a square foot, then I should be able to calculate exactly what it is based on the square footage. Not necessarily, right? Because there's the economies of scale. The size of the house may or may not adjust what the price per square foot is. So if you have a very small house, what actually ends up happening is your price per square foot tends to be a bit higher, because there are certain factors that come into play that just can't be adjusted. The cost of getting the land prepared and grading your land and your utility systems and all that type of stuff, even though the house might be smaller, because of a certain amount of work that still needs to go into it, you're looking at what would actually be a higher price per square foot. And so while it would be a more inexpensive home to go with a small casita or a small 1 or 2 bedroom home, the size can adjust the price per square foot. Whereas if you go with a very large home, you're more in line with that average. So that can make a difference. Hopefully that makes sense. And then types of materials used, I guess we kind of repeated that. We already said that, but the materials themselves will make a difference. Are you using the absolute highest end finishes and fixtures, or are we going with a little bit more mid-grade, or are we looking to just get the cheapest stuff we can find, the most inexpensive stuff that we can find? That's all going to make a difference. And then the location is going to make a difference, and the terrain. So even though Ambergris Caye in Belize is a fairly small area, there are some remote areas, so depending on where your land is, it may be more difficult to get materials to those areas. It may be more difficult to get workers and labor up to those areas. And so all of these things are going to play in. So again, it always depends, right? And I think that this goes for any builder you speak with throughout the world, is that it's hard to always nail down an exact price. Now, that being said, we are working on some pricing. We've come up with a lot of new designs and a lot of new concepts that we're very thrilled to be introducing to the Secret Beach area and into Belize in general. And what we're doing is we're trying to help people along by saying, hey, if you get this design and sort of middle of the road finishes and so forth, it's going to be sort of a starting price of this. And so at least that will give you a benchmark and give you a starting point to kind of understand what different designs and different types of homes may cost as you look to start your build. So that's pretty much it. The answer is it depends, right? If you want a more custom quote, obviously we can sit down with you and do a design meeting and actually give you a more specific quote based on all the exact things that you're looking to do for your specific build. So if you want something like that, you can reach out to us, secretbeachhomes.com, and we would be happy to connect with you and give you a personalized one-on-one meeting where we hash everything out, we work on your design, and then we give you an exact quote and an exact price for what it is you want to build. So I hope this was helpful. Please reach out to us, secretbeachhomes.com, and we hope to hear from you. Thanks. Bye.
Hey, are you investing in Secret Beach? Are you buying land? Are you building a home or investment property? Follow our journey as we build homes and develop land in Secret Beach. Or connect with us. We'd love to hear from you. You can reach us at our email, secretbeachhomes@gmail.com, or at our website, secretbeachhomes.com. See you in Belize.